What's up, YouTube? Hope y'all doing good today. This video right here is going to be the first series video of the pre-trip. I got my brother right here helping me out with it. He gonna help me out with the recording and everything. Like I told y'all in the last video, I'm gonna have a whole series of videos starting off how to get your CDLs all the way up to being able to start your own trucking business. So here we go. Y'all stay tuned.
See the level up, trust God, trust the process.
I'm gonna start with my keys in my pocket. I try to keep it straight. I'm gonna start with my keys in my pocket. My wheels is chalk. My ID clearance lights and my turn signals, they're not cracked, not broken, and secured. They're amber in color, no condensation. My windshield and my windshield molding is not cracked, not broken, and secured. It's clean and clear. No outdated stickers, and the rubber molding around my windshield is not jar rotted or free. My windshield wipers are not cracked, not broken, and secured. They're flush to the windshield, and they're not jar rotted or free. My fender mirror, my spot mirror, and my flat mirror are not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds. My headlights, they're clean and clear, not cracked, not broken, and secured. No condensation. I will look under my truck. There's no leaks or no puddles, no hanging wires. If it was, I would place my truck out of service. My truck is balanced. If it wasn't, I would place my truck out of service. And my tires are inflated to manufacturer specification. Now I would start under my hood. My radiator and my radiator hoses, not cracked, not broken, and secured, not jar rotted or free, no leaks, and my clamps are secured properly. Have my alternator and my alternator wires. They're not cracked, not broken, and secured, no loose or missing parts. The wires are not jar rotted or free. I have my belt, which is not cracked, not broken, and secured. It's not jar rotted or free, and my exhaust that runs all the way under the cab and out to the back. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No leaks. If it was any leaks, it would show black soot. Now I'm going to go to my other side of the engine. I got my water pump. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. There's no loose or missing parts. It's not leaking, and my water pump is belt driven. I have my coolant reservoir, my power steering reservoir, and I forgot one of the reservoirs on the other side, so we're gonna go do that. I have my washer floor reservoir. Can't forget that. I have my air compressor, my gearbox, my engine oil dipstick. I don't have a transmission oil dipstick on this particular truck right here. And all of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds, and there's no leaks. My gearbox is not dented. And how I would check my dipstick, I would take it out, I would clean it off, put it back in, and take it back out, and it should read between the full and add mark. And the same for the reservoir. They should all read between the full and add mark. The first system I'm going to explain is the stern system. The stern system consists of the stern shaft and the stern linkage. All of these parts, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds. My stern shaft has no more than 2 inches of play in it, and there's no debris wrapped around it. And my stern linkage is connected together by castle nuts and cotter pins. Next system I will explain is the braking system. My ABS line and my brake hose is not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts. It's not dry rotted or frayed, and there's no leaks. My brake chamber, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts. No illegal welds, and it's not dented. My push rod and my slack adjuster, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts. No illegal welds, and it should not be able to pull on no more than 1 inch with the brakes released. Next will be my brake drum and my brake shoe liner, which is inside. It's not cracked, it's not broken and secured, no loose or missing parts. My brake drum is not dented, and my brake shoe lining is not worn dangerously thin. Now, once you finish the second system on your stern axle, you can go down to your drop axle and your trailer axle and just rename the same parts all over again. You got the ABS line and the brake line, my brake chamber, my push rod slack adjuster, my brake drum, and my brake pad, my brake shoe lining. All of these parts I will expect the same way as I've done on my stern axle. And then you can go to your trailer axles and you would just do the same thing, just name the same parts all over again. The ABS line, the brake hose, the brake chamber, the push rod slack adjuster, your brake drum, and your brake shoe lining. And you would name all of these, you would inspect all of these parts the same way as you did on your stern axle. Alright, this is still the braking system on the drive axle. We're just going to do it from a different angle so that you can see better. You got your ABS lines and your brake hose. The brake chamber, right behind is the push rod slack adjuster. Then you have your brake drum and your brake shoe lining, which is right there, inside of the brake drum. And then you would just, all of these parts, you can either just go all through them again. All these parts is not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts, no illegal welds. The push rod slack adjuster shouldn't be able to be pulled no more than 1 inch with the brakes released. My brake drum is not dented, and my brake shoe lining is not worn dangerously thin. Now we're going to go to the trailer axle so that y'all can get an image of how that looks. That's your ABS line and brake line, brake chamber, push rod slack adjusters behind it. Got your brake drum and then your brake shoe lining. I will inspect all of these parts as I have done on my stern and my drive axle. Next is the third system, which is the suspension system. The suspension system consists of these springs, the U-bolts, the frame, your hanger and your hanger mounts, which is in the front and also to the back. Your hanger and your hanger mounts. You have your frame that runs all the way under the truck and your shock absorber. All of these parts, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts, no illegal welds. And I will explain my suspension system on my drive axle and my trailer axle the same as I have done on my stern axle, with the exception that the drive axle and the trailer axle has a bellow, also known as the airbag. It has a spacer, and it also has a torque arm. My tires on my stern axle, on my drive axle, and on my trailer axle, they're not cracked, not broken, and secured. It's evenly worn straight across. There's no bulges or gashes to the sidewall. How I would check my tread depth, I would check my tread depth with a depth gauge, and I would check my tire pressure with a rubber mallet or a tire pressure gauge. And the stern axle wheels cannot be no less than 432, and it can't be recapped. But the tires on the drive axle and the trailer axle, they could be no less than 232, and they can be no less than 232s, and they can be recapped. My rim on my stern axle, on my drive axle, and on my trailer axle, not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts, no illegal welds, and they're not dented. The lug nuts on my stern axle, on my drive axle, and on my trailer axle, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose or missing parts, no illegal welds. If they were loose, they would show shininess. My oil hub, and on my oil hub on my stern axle, on my drive axle, and on my trailer axle, it's not cracked, not broken, secured. No leaks, no loose and missing parts. My valve stem on my stern axle, on my drive axle, and on my trailer axle, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, and it's not leaking, and it has a rubber cap on it. My door on my truck and on my trailer, they open and close properly. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts. My rubber seal around my door and around my truck. Around the door on my truck and on my trailer. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts. My emergency equipment, my fire extinguisher, my 3 reflector triangles, and my spare fuses is all in my compartment under the bed. Now, my fuel tank. I have my fuel tank straps, my fuel tank, and my fuel tank lines. They're all not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts. The rubber around the straps and the lines is not dry rotted or free, and the tank is not leaking. I have my steps on my truck and my catwalk. They're not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds, and there's no debris wrapped around it. And you can go on the other side if I get up. My dummy couplings, my handrail, my drive shaft. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds, and there's no debris wrapped around it. My electric line connector, my service line connector, and my emergency line connector, my electric line, my service line hose, and my emergency line hose. My emergency glad hands, my service glad hands, and my electric glad hands. All of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds, and they're not dry rotted or free. Inside of my glad hands are rubber bushing. Also, they're not dry rotted or free either. And I also forgot to mention the lines. My service line, my emergency line, my service line, my electric line on my truck and on my trailer. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, and not dry rotted or free. My mud flaps on my truck and on my trailer, not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds. Next, I'm gonna inspect my fifth wheel. My fifth wheel is properly greased with no gap. It sits on a platform. The platform has mounting bolts. My release arm is in a lock position, which means the locking jaw is wrapped around the kingpin, and the kingpin is mounted to the apron. All of these parts is not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds. My air tank on my truck and on my trailer, it's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts, no illegal welds, and it's not leaking. Free of condensation and drained daily. Next, my DOT reflectors on my truck and on my trailer. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured, clean and clear. My reverse light on my truck and my tag light on my trailer are white in color. White in color, no condensation, clean and clear. My brake lights and turn signals on my truck and on my trailer are red in color and are not cracked, not broken, secured. Red in color and no condensation. Now I will come to my header board. My header board is not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts. No illegal welds, and strong enough that cargo can't come through it. I have my deck and my frames. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing on my trailer. It's not cracked, not broken, secured. No loose and missing parts. Strong enough to hold cargo that it won't fall through. My landing gear. I have my bracket. I have my legs and my peg and my crank arm, which is in the lock position. All of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts. No illegal welds. Keep on coming. I have my turn signal on my trailer. Is not cracked, not broken, and secured, and it is amber in color. No condensation. I have my ABS light and my reflector light. Not cracked, not broken, and secured. My ABS light is yellow, amber in color. Reflector is clean and clear. We already hit the tail lights and the turn signals with the truck. We already hit the door. We already hit the tag light. The only thing that's left is just the DOT bumper. It's not cracked, not broken, and secured. No loose and missing parts. No illegal welds. Next, I will enter my truck with 3 points of contact. Entering the truck with 3 points of contact. Alright. My seatbelt, it locks and it unlocks. It properly works. My seatbelt is not gyrated or frayed. My mirrors are adjusted to me. My stern wheel has no more than 2 inches of play in it. And now I would do my safe start. How I would do my safe start, I would turn the key on, wait for my indicator lights to go off, and then I would start the truck. My ABS light came on and then went off, so it properly works. My right turn signal indicator works. My left turn signal indicator works. My high beam indicator works. And my four-way indicator, they properly work. My city horn, my air horn properly works. The vents properly work. Put it on the floor properly works. Put it on defrost, and the defrost properly works. All right. My wipers, they properly work. They are flush to the window, flush to the windshield, and my washer fluid, that properly works. My engine oil gauge and my water temperature gauge, they properly work. They work to manufacturer specification. My tachometer, my speedometer properly works. My air tank, primary air tank, and my secondary air tank properly works. They have a cutoff at 140. Once it hits the 140, the governor kicks in and it shuts it off. My fuel tank properly works, and my volt gauge, which is on the screen, it should read between 12 and 14 volts, and that properly works. Next, I will perform my air brake test. The first part of the air brake test, I would do my tug test. I will push in my parking brake, tap the gas. If the truck doesn't move, then I know the trailer brakes properly work. Then I will pull my parking brake back out and I will pull in my trailer air brakes. Tap the gas, the truck don't move, then I know that my parking brake for my truck properly works. This is what I'm about to do now. Properly works. Properly works. Next, you don't have to do it, but you just have to explain it, which will be your service brake. How I will explain my service brake is I will put my truck in drive. I will drive forward for 5 miles an hour, and I will apply the service brake, and I should not feel any unusual movement to the left or to the right. If I did, then I would get the truck out of service. Next, I'm just going to try to build the truck pressure back up real quick. Okay. So next, I'm going to perform my low air, my leakage test, and my low air test, and my low air indicators. How I would do that is I would turn off the truck, then I would turn it to the on position so that my indicators would come on, and then I would push in my parking and my trailer brake. I'm going to hold my service brake down for 60 seconds, and I should not lose no more than 4 psi. Starting now. Okay, my 60 seconds is up. I'm not going to actually do the whole 60 seconds just for the sake of the video. But my 60 seconds is up. I did not lose no more than 4 psi. So I have no leaks. Next, I will do my low air indicator and buzzer. I will fan my service brake down, and my low air indicators and my buzzer should sound when I get somewhere around 60 psi. Once they come on, then I know that they properly work. Then I'm gonna continue to keep fanning my service brake down until my parking brake and my trailer brake pops out, and then that lets me know everything properly works. Starting now. That's my low air indicator and buzzer. They are on, they properly work, so I'm gonna continue fanning down till they pop out. They popped out, so I know that they properly work. This will conclude my air brake test. Now, once you finish your air brake test, the next thing to do is your buddy system, and you will ask your DLA if you can go outside so you can check the lights. So you would turn on all of your lights, turn on all of the lights, and you would check to make sure that your headlights, your turn signals work in the front and in the back of the trailer. And after that, that's the pre-trip. If you do the pre-trip just like that, exactly that way, I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind. I guarantee you will pass on the first try. Now, we are in the state of Maryland, so Maryland, you know, they real strict with certain stuff. So it may be a little different in another state, but it may be a different saying, but I'm sure that pretty much is all the same. But that's the pre-trip for you guys. Hope you like it. Leave comments down below. And yeah, this just the next video of the series. We got some more series of videos coming out. Stay tuned.